Welcome, everyone. This is a new episode of Readings for Readers, where you get to watch. You get to watch Jane and I do a reading for each other. This is a more in-depth reading, like what you would get if you were to contact one of us for a private or one-on-one reading. We are not doing any reading public we're not doing readings for anybody else other than us. I'm reading for Jane. Jane is reading for me. We have a topic picked out. But right now, I'd like everybody to welcome Jane the Secret Tarot and TarotStache. Jane, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I am well, all the better for being here with you. And
Fogo Pogo likes my new background.
Yes, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
So you get to watch as we do readings. Now, one of the things that I have been asked to share a little bit, this is why I've invited Jane onto the show, is because people are interested in how oftentimes I am able to link something different than what is a traditional meaning.
Mm-hmm.
And so basically you get to watch us, and we'll press pause and talk a little bit about our process.
Yes.
So we're going to try to be here for about an hour. So watch us do readings for each other. There's no personal readings today.
But you might get something out of this.
Yes.
Wait. The question is good, and the answers, I'm sure we will.
Yes.
It's not like we're making up things. We're not going to make up anything. We are doing real readings for each other.
Absolutely.
It's just an open question. So, yes. It might be something that you could also get something out of.
That's true. And also, I would encourage you to consider doing your own reading using, wait a minute, let me rephrase it this way. I encourage you to use your own divination to gain insight on the topic. And so the topic today is, or the question, how can I bring creativity into the forefront of my life? Creativity has been on my mind of late. It's getting my attention. So when that happens, I like to pay attention. So much so that Jane, Linda de Gonzalez, and Zane, Tarot Token Witchery, will be joining me on a new series for episode 1 of a new series on Thursday. So, and I'm looking forward to that. So, I'm calling it Creativity Conversations. So.
Yeah, and I can I just say I love Had Enough's name.
Yes, it's lovely. So we have a lot of people who are watching, and we are simulcasting this on both channels, partially because we want to give people an opportunity to see what it's like when we do a more in-depth reading. And the other part of that is Jane's a good reader. I'm a good reader, and we want to be able to share that with everyone and understanding the process. So thank you, everybody, for being here. Pamela, KH, YT Social, Garnet, Maru, Joanne, Kaylee, Liz and Awe, Russ Bob's Barbara, Free Spirit. What a lovely day. And I'm just a confused senior citizen, so pardon me for not really knowing what's going on.
Oh, Pamela.
And Garnet, I'd love to get a garnet necklace, but there you go. So
Oh,
don't have one. And Michelle Marie is here. Hello.
I would say garnet.
Pamela,
Oh, sorry. Go on.
Pamela, it's going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern for the show. Thank you, Miss Charlotte. Kim B is here. Email Jane for a private reading.
Thank you.
Rossi, it's great to see so many people. Beverly S. Teresa Ford. So, so what is going on again? This is readings for readers. Now, seriously, how often do readers get someone else to read for them? Let's start with that. How often do you have somebody else do a reading for you?
Okay. Every year, well, I do a lot of bartering too for readings. So sometimes I will barter, a reading from another reader. And then sometimes I will, I will be like, oh my gosh, I'm out of and I will just, I like to pay too, but I like to barter too.
Yes.
I mean, but at least once a year. That's a minimum once a year of contacting a reader and setting up a schedule. I may call a friend every now and then and say, "Hey, could you just look at this one thing for me real quick?" That's it, but that's a different thing. So I think twice a year at least.
I like to do twice a year. I much prefer to do quarterly. And if I have something that's really pressing or something that, well, and I will do my own readings like many of you do. You do your own readings. This is great. It's not to discount. Sometimes we need the perspective of someone else to see what they can offer. And
Yes.
and a lot of times what I will do is I'll actually take a picture of a spread and go, what does this say to you?
Yeah.
And that's extremely helpful. So
I do that a lot, right, Pamela?
Yeah. Pamela never gets a reading. Pamela, we have to fix that. Just saying. And this just in, garnets are a good remedy for the planetary timing Mahadasha you're in, Gerald, specifically Hessonite garnets. Ooh, okay.
But I was thinking that garnet should get a necklace made out of garnets.
Oh, of course. Lottie B's here. Oh, and I would encourage you to do this. If you are learning to read, it is and someone is doing a specific reading like this. How can I bring creativity into the forefront of my daily life? Feel free to actually read along with us for yourself. At this point, we're not spending a whole lot of time on that. However, you might actually see this question show up more. I did see Linda de Gonzalez here. So yes, Hattie. Sometimes it is hard to see things right in front of you. It is. It really is. And so we're going to share a little bit of our process, or a lot of our process. And so we encourage everybody to follow along and learn. If you have a question about the way we're reading, that's okay. We'll answer those as much as we can. And Garnet says, I pull 3 cards now and again for the day, and I have had I have a handbook to understand meanings.
Oh, good.
Garnet, that is a great way to read.
It absolutely is. And when I used to do 3 cards, I would do morning, afternoon, and evening.
I love that. Free Spirit is bringing their cards. So, and this just in, This is for entertainment purposes only. Do not make decisions based upon what we say. Seek professional assistance. Really. And by the way, if you get a private reading with me, I will record that via Zoom and I will send it to you so that you can look back at it. So,
and I would say that that is one of the most excellent things about getting a reading from a reader.
mhm.
You know,
And by the way, there is a link below to the TarotStache merch store. You can get this great shirt, which says, I need a hug, or I love hugs, which I'm wearing this because tonight Jane is with me for caffeinated and unfiltered readings. This is my week with Jane, the Secret Tarot. Okay, so I'm actually thrilled. I get to see her 4 times this week. So,
and I get to see Michelle Marie too.
oh, lucky you. You can also get a coffee mug. So, but purchase responsibly, know your limits. And yes, and I have a commercial that I haven't yet done anything with. Michelle Marie created something wonderful.
I was going to say, I saw your commercial, but it was Michelle Marie's. Oh my gosh, that was the best thing ever, Michelle Marie.
Yeah. And one of the if you want to get better or more confident at reading, notice how I changed that. If you want to get more confident at reading, the way to do that is to read more often.
And he knows what he's talking about.
There you go.
And
go ahead.
Sorry, I was just saying I'm doing a different type of reading than Gerald is.
Well, and yes, and Michelle Marie says we do an astrology and tarot journal each day and save it in our Google Calendar. It's fun to reflect upon.
Nice. You live a life full of intention, Michelle Marie. It's like,
yes, they do.
If there were 2 humans on this planet, aside from Gerald, intention.
So Pamela Batchelor asked a very thoughtful question. To what ethical standards do you hold yourselves as professional readers? I've actually done a laugh and learn about ethics. I think I did that with Purple Elephant, Deb H. Linda De Gonzalez and I have talked about ethics. I will, it is my job as a reader, and I will say this out loud to Jane. So if I were to have somebody come to me for a reading, which contact me, it's great to be able to do. I love that. I will actually say, have you ever had a tarot reading before? What do you know about them? Because it gives me an understanding of a starting point. And then it is my job as a reader to convey the information that I'm seeing in the cards. I very much like a participatory reading. If Jane, when I'm sharing things, if you see something, I want you to share what you see, because I'm a messenger, and it's very powerful for me to be able to do that. I also want to be willing to give challenging messages, but in a way that someone can consider and start to understand that. I'm perfectly okay if somebody says, I don't know what that means. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
What about you, Jane? What ethical standards do you hold yourself as professional reader?
I absolutely hold myself to the standards that the no third. Well, okay. Every once in a while, I guess I sort of do what might be considered a third party, but it's like, and so that would be the only not unethical, because I find that that I might do every once in a while, and I'm being really honest with you, and it kind of hurts. I'm getting a weird feeling about that, but I will do that occasionally.
I don't like doing third-party readings publicly.
Right.
I will entertain a third-party reading. A third-party reading is a reading about someone who is not present. But I will investigate that and want to know why. What's going on with that? What is this about you? Because it is one of those things that we can very much, excuse me.
Oh no.
It very much allows us to have an understanding of what's going on with the person who's asking the question, because it's more about them than anyone else. So,
yeah,
all right.
absolutely.
So, because I mean, this is wonderful. So, the reading that we're doing is how can I bring creativity into the forefront of my life? This is an important thing for me. Jane has given permission for me to use the circle punch cards. I am using the Light Seers, and I'm also using the Deviant Moon. And what's really interesting about those is I can already feel that the messages that are going to be embedded in the cards are going to be insightful, probably for both of us and for those of you who are watching. And oh, by the way, I've already done my ritual for when I go on a live. I have incense lit. I am wearing my necklace. I have said my prayers. So there's that.
And I've done my thing where I do all of my grounding and call in the angels and put in the protection and all that kind of stuff that I do too.
And some readers will do that with you present. And that's a very exciting thing. If you're spiritually curious, it's a wonderful opportunity to see that. So, yeah. What are you using, Jane?
I'm using the cute little Lenormand. I'm going to go ahead.
Which is a cute little Lenormand.
It is. It's a cute little Lenormand, and the darn thing has blown up my life. And I'm going to go ahead and put out all 36 cards.
Okay.
And then look at and then find so we might find, because I'm wondering, this is kind of something that I'm wondering, and I think we'll find it out in the cards, and maybe this is coming from spirit or not, I don't know. Because it felt like it's almost a question on how do I remove blocks? Are there blocks? What I'm feeling this, like there could be more around this creativity aspect than meets the eye.
Yes.
Yes.
I think you are right.
Yeah.
And Linda loves that deck, Jane.
Yeah.
Dancing Soul Sister and Delphi Ross are here.
Hello.
So, okay. Everybody take a sip. Make sure that we're there, because we're going to start doing the reading. And
tell me the question again.
How can I bring creativity into the forefront of my life? Yes, it's 2:22. Acadian Proud is here. Hello. Dancing Soul Sister is knit lurking. Knitting is creativity.
There you go. All right.
So, Jane, which card did you pick as the significator or the indicator?
I picked hello. I picked a different card than what we were thinking. I picked I forgot. Oh, the sun. I picked the sun.
Okay.
Oh, and there it is right there. Okay. That's too bad. The sun's on the end. Just going to say. So I can't do a 9-card vignette around it. That's the only thing that can be a little tricky about doing a grand tableau with such a tight question.
Yeah.
But it's still okay.
So Acadian Proud, Jane and I are doing readings for ourselves, and you get to watch because it can be fun to watch. And because it is, how can I bring creativity into the forefront of my life?
All right. So what I'm seeing here real quick, because I said it was the sun, and I love that. So I put out a 36 card grand tableau, 4 rows of 8 and 1 row of 4. Some people do 4 rows of 9. Okay. But I like to have the line of fate down at the bottom because it sounds so pretty. So but what's very interesting is the sun is way over in the very beginning. So it's almost like, yeah, once this you get the answer to this question, it's like I feel like you're going to zoom because it's right there in the very beginning. And one of the things that's very interesting about it is above it is the fox. So being sly and cunning and mischievous, so it's almost and then underneath so it feels to me, so the question is, how do I bring more creativity
into my how do I bring creativity to the forefront of my life?
Forefront. Okay. Well, this is so frustrating because it's right here in the very beginning of I wanted to do more of this, but the answer is so great because it's right here. That's what I love about Lenormand. You need to almost look at it like when you're getting into a creative phase, is being tricky about it. Like, I would say, Gerald, one of the things that I have loved about you since I first saw you, and this is his shows, was your Easter eggs. So what I'm seeing is being a little more sly, cunning, and like a fox. If you put tiny little Easter eggs in the things that you're creating, and I mean, isn't it always fun? Like some artists, they put their initials, and you find their initials in the painting, but or in the their stitching or whatever it is. But I feel like that's the way it is for you because it's your foundation. It's almost like you're so solid in your foundation. This is right underneath your that it, in a sense, this is not what really this card means, but it can mean like it's like you are in this certain way of doing things. And then underneath that is the ring. So there's a contract. So I would even almost say taking a class, teaching a class. This is then I get the ship. So this is you're gonna have a long journey at this. And now it's coming in quick. I've got the rider right here next to the sun. So next to the sun, I have the rider. So, and then let's just go down there. So yeah, so next to the sun, which we're bringing in.
Press pause for a second, because what I mean, I know I want to let everybody know Jane is using Lenormand, and Jane undermines her strength with Lenormand sometimes if you get a reading from her, she's going to pull out whatever tool feels appropriate. And I love how one of the things that I like about the fox in Lenormand is they're mischievous, they're resourceful because they have to be. So
see,
so and you're also talking about Easter eggs and stuff like that. So Maru, because of the amazing magic of Jane the Seeker, and she's an overachiever, which I love. She has actually laid out a grand tableau and has just jumped in.
I did.
And so it's beautiful. And
So sorry.
so there were a couple of comments. Okay. Garnet is learning the basics, major and minor arcana suits. Yes. Garnet, there is a TarotStache Way playlist on the channel.
Do it.
Dancing Soul Sister is knitting handcuffs. Maru is grabbing a package, and Hattie Nuff's mind is in the gutter. Because, when it was like, oh, I'm knitting handcuffs, I'm like, really? Okay, good for you. Good for you. And Purple Elephant Deb H is here. Yes. And Fox's resourceful equivalents to the Seven of Swords.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, I call the seven, I mean, to me, that's the thief. But
yes.
I mean, it is, I do believe, and it is in a different context around other cards. The fox definitely would mean somebody's, they're trying to trick you. I mean, they're like, not.
Yeah. And see, this is the beauty of when you go to a reader who has some experience, they understand all of those possibilities. And context is really, really important when it comes to reading and divination tools. Context is so important.
Yeah, like
Soul Sister, I agree. The bad rap the fox has in Lenormand, and I learned from Kelly Fitzgerald, who was like going, no, they're doing this because they need to and they can. They're really intelligent.
So, yeah, like if you noticed, I was like, oh, this fox wants to play.
Yes, and foxes do play.
Yeah, and it looked like what to me. Okay, so like cards jump out at me, and this fox was one of those cute little foxes, like in the snow, and they're playing and they're bouncing around. It was not like a little creeper,
Oh yeah.
He wasn't like a little creeper. So anyway, yeah, so if this was a different reading, this would be completely different.
Of course.
But I'm going to go on to say, yes, because I get the right next to the creative, the sun that we picked is the writer. So that means that this I will have hope that this was inspiring, because it feels like it's inspiring you. Well, you could read this as an older woman, or it also has a sexual connotation. But it could be like, I told you this, or it could just be maybe the way to get more creative is to have more sex.
Oh, okay. I've heard of that. Okay.
Well, I mean, goddesses. I mean, women. Cleopatra. It's like
the muse, and entertain the muse.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, yeah, and that's what and you do have a lovely grand tableau.
Well, thank you.
Yes, and it's also I would also say the other side to this, next to the tree, I have the tower, which is not the same in this is more of an isolation. So it's almost more saying, it's almost telling me that, you know what, you need to just do it.
And for me also, the tower in Lenormand is getting a higher perspective, because at the top of the tower, you can see things that you would not be able to see while you're on the ground.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So let me ask you this about the reading.
Yes.
Is there anything that feels wobbly or feels like it's a concern?
If I
Be honest, I'm an adult.
there could be some little problems coming up, so take care of the little problems because little problems can become big problems, so you want to get that taken care of before,
Yes.
Also, I do see that there could be you could have a snake in the grass.
Okay.
So watch out for anything or any it's almost, I almost see it as it's coming out at me as a salesperson. I don't know if you were looking to buy anything, but that's what it's saying to me. I don't know why. I've never done that with a card before. Um but because I get the ring and then the coffin and then the snake. So it's almost like don't if you have it, whatever you're doing, sorry, but like what if you have plans for when you go, if you already know, um, if you're going to make plans with somebody, make sure that they're not a snake. Make sure that they're good quality.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
just be careful because there could be something coming in the mail from a friend. It's got some intuition and a little bit of luck,
Okay.
and it fulfills some hopes and dreams. And just so you know, Jeffrey is right above you with the heart,
Uh,
and underneath you with the child. So it's like it's playful. It's a very playful energy.
mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good advice.
But nothing, no, I see good things. There's an abundance of, what is this up here? Oh, an authority. But we don't know what that's about because the cloud's behind it. But you're very grounded. You and it, you and Jeffrey are very have a lot of an abundance of like super stable. Sorry,
Mhm.
I don't mean to get it for some reason these
No,
things.
this is fine. I'm open to this. I mean, Jane is an exceptionally good reader. I trust her a lot. Jane was the one who she saw us getting married before I told anybody. So, boom.
Well, no, we all knew you were getting married at some point.
Okay, okay. Don't downplay it, Jane. You saw it the week, during the reading I asked for.
Yeah, and you've got a there's a friend. This letter could come from a friend. Um, yeah, I don't know. There's something about the internet going a different way with a friend, but that could cause a little bit of problem.
Okay.
Just be careful there. I don't know if you're like going to make a channel with somebody, but don't. Just saying. Sorry, you do you,
Yeah, you do you, but don't.
but don't. But do
And
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
something also that's important as a reader is we convey the message, and it is up to the individual to apply it or not. Jane can't make me do anything. So
Can't even make him bark like a dog. Bark like a dog. Didn't do it.
no. Jane's marriage reading at least let us all join in, or join you and Jeffrey in spirit at your wedding. Yes.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. Stick with what you know. You're right. You're
Yes.
right. And
Um, yeah. Yeah. and I see, I mean, okay, so we were looking at creativity. Definitely right there in the front. It is just saying, and play, have a lot of fun, go on some inspiring trips.
Yes.
Remember we were talking about that. And if you took a train ride, that could also bring in some inspiration. You don't have to go all the way across the country, or
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
It's just nice when somebody else is doing the driving.
Oh, yes. Yes. So,
Yeah. So anyways, that's not all I see. I don't see anything concerning. There's some challenges coming up, but everybody has challenges. I mean, I'm not,
oh, yes.
I mean, and it's over you. And yeah, there's lots of ways that you could go with your channel. I've seen
Mm-hmm.
some sort of, I, I do see a change in the channel.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So
Yeah. So anyway, sorry. There we go. That's it.
keep the cards out.
Yeah.
Linda's back, by the way.
Hi, Linda.
Oh, a trip into the fairy garden. And I am cracking Garnet up.
Oh.
Because I'm cracking up because of the Easter eggs. I'm wearing yellow, reminds him of chicks. So all sorts of stuff like that.
Peeps.
Peeps. Oh, and I love me some peeps. Love me some peeps.
I'm so sorry.
So
I'm just teasing. Yeah, yeah, and you got some stuff coming up. You have like a bad week, huh?
Oh, stuff, challenging stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I hear you.
But it's like I said, we all have those challenges, and I can see the end of this. I see the end of the thing, and it's bumpy in the middle, but don't worry, we didn't set a time limit on it either.
No, we did not.
It's just that the art stuff came up right there.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Well, and that's the beautiful thing. Creativity means so many different things to many different people. So I'm not limiting it. Okay. So so all right. So here, let's everybody take a break for a moment.
This section of the video is brought to you by the word create. Everyone say it with me. Create. Create. To produce through imaginative skill. Create joy and like, share, and subscribe to our channels. Create.
I'm so glad it was that word.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Michelle Marie said, Gerald pulled the Seven of Swords, December 2023, and then Heather Indigo Jaguar pulled the Snake. After reading from Marina, I put the pieces together. It was a collaboration that saved my bacon. So, yeah. All right, Jane, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. So the first card that I pulled for you is just the overall feel about you and bringing creativity into your daily life. It is the Chariot embedded into the Star card.
Wow.
That's really, really amazing.
Right.
Because when I look at this card, is the Star card for me, it is connecting to the divine, the universe. And in this one, with the Chariot there, you notice that the two eyes, one eye of each horse, and you see the charioteer's hands They're really pulling things together, trying to keep them on track. So the universe is giving you opportunities to be more creative. It is up to you to learn to allow that. And yeah, whoa. And then fantastic.
Can you tell me, I'm sorry, what kind of reading are you doing? I know you're doing a tarot reading, and I know what the question is, but what placement is that card? Do you have it, or
this is I'm starting with a 5-card spread,
okay?
and this is the first card. So I would say this is the overall energy about that.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
That's
And
awesome.
yes, I will definitely take a picture of it. So what we have at the baseline of it is, as it relates again to bringing creativity into the forefront of your mind, we have the 8 of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. 8 of Pentacles is the show up and keep practicing. You gotta do all of the things to make sure that it becomes natural. The Knight of Wands, or the Knight of Wands, is find something that inspires you and allow that inspiration to drive you to wanting to keep practicing and to keep doing it. I got the idea of listen to all of the angels and what the angels are whispering, because the angels are going to give you opportunities to how you can not just be creative, but how to allow that creativity to energize and energize what you're doing. It is about energizing the mundane things. So, oh yeah, that's what it is. This is very much about you, instead of, well, I have to go on this huge quest. I have to do this. I have to do this. It's like, no, just do something mundane, ordinary, and make it exceptionally creative. And allow that to come through.
Okay. Yeah.
Joyful Journey is here, and Denise Fletcher. This is also, so this 8 of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands is supported by, I love this, the 6 of Cups with the energy of the 3 of Pentacles embedded in it.
Wow.
So there's an opportunity for you to remember things and remember times that you felt very creative and connected, and then learn how to include those small things into your everyday life. You do not have to reinvent the wheel.
And I take the 6 of Cups as my guides.
Oh, okay.
So for me, and this is another thing, you can give feedback, and it adds a layer onto the meaning. So I see that, I see my guides and working with them, remembering it's that 3, you said it's the 3 of Pentacles.
Yes.
Yeah. So that, that triad, that with the,
yeah. And I love how this is a 3 embedded in a 6. So it's 2 3s as a 6, but a 6 and a 3 is a 9. We are in a hermit year. We're in a 9 year. So this is the year for you to do that, energizing the mundane.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And Eva J, these are cards that I created. I circle punched 4 different decks, and I'm intermixing those. So
And got real creative.
there you go.
I've never heard of anybody doing that. He's like, yeah, I'm making a punch deck. Yeah. We'll see.
Well, I saw Kelly Bear doing circle punching some stuff, and it was like, this could be good. So I love that so much, living with the extraordinary, enchanted, mundane. So
yeah, and now that's creativity.
there you go.
Yeah,
there you go. And so here's the outcome, and then I'm going to do some with the deviant moon, because these are some things that you need to remember. Here's the outcome. Love this, love this, love this. 6 of Wands with the Emperor energy embedded in it. Jane, it is important for you to understand that celebrating and getting recognition for your creativity is okay.
Thank you.
Because I don't know if you have a particular person that feels like the Emperor to you, or Emperor energy. It is part of, but it is not all of you. And part of what you need to do is to be willing to allow that energy to flow outward, because the Emperor is the one who understands the kingdom.
Yeah.
And so celebrate all of the small things that you've done to create that kingdom. And by the way, kingdoms grow and expand. There you go. The embodiment of victory.
Yeah.
So I love that. Here's a word of advice for you, Jane. The word of advice for you is it's the Queen of Swords with the 7 of Swords embedded in it. Now I'm going to be very blunt and support you. You sometimes are your own worst enemy. You do not talk nice to yourself. Stop that. Because, the Queen of Swords is the one who gets things done. It's the 7 of Swords. How did you say it? 7 of Swords is the thief.
Mm-hmm.
Do not allow the overthinking to steal away the creativity that you are fostering.
Okay.
Because here's the other thing about creativity. You can't bottle it. You can only create an environment for it. You can show up and you can do things. We'll talk about this on Thursday. But if you try to overanalyze it, you're missing the point.
Okay.
It's also that idea of it's like in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. One of the kids says, well, it's just candy. What's the point of that? And Charlie says, it's candy. It doesn't have to have a point, or something along those lines.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be creative. And what's creative today may not be creative for you tomorrow. And there ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
No, thank you, Pamela. She said, you both are so good at telling the story.
No. Thank you, Pamela.
So, do you have any questions for me?
No, I think that's really good, though. I'm glad I get to go back and watch it again.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I will have to rewatch it too. So you had mentioned something about my reading about the writer, and the writer was bringing stuff in, and the chariot is embedded in the star.
Yeah.
Chariot rider.
Yeah. That's something that we have a lot in common in our thing.
So, okay, I am going to pull a couple of more cards. Left, middle, or right?
Left.
Top, bottom, or middle?
Top.
Okay, so okay, so this is with the deviant moon. Hang on. I've got all sorts of devices going, hey, hey, hey.
He's popular.
So what I have for you is I have the 10 of Cups from the deviant moon
Mm-hmm.
with the energy of the Prince of Pentacles.
Ooh. Huh.
So 10 of Cups is happy family. Things are good. There's happiness, there's fruitfulness, there's a lot of joy, there's a lot of creativity.
Mm-hmm.
And the Prince of Pentacles is the Knight of Pentacles from the Druid craft. And the Knight of Pentacles is the slow and steady card.
Mm.
You have a happy family or creative experiences because you do all of the things each day. Small steps build up.
That just one of the things that I've done when I like to be creative with my children, and we've all sat and got a canvas and did a Bob Ross together.
Love that.
And they all look completely different.
And isn't that fun?
Oh, it's so much fun. So much fun.
And okay, and so because I'm an overachiever,
Yeah.
Another card that wanted to come out and play is the Six of Swords card.
Mm-hmm.
And inside of it is the 10 of Wands. And both of these are from the Deviant Moon.
Huh.
So we have a fair amount of swords as we look at, we have the Queen of Swords with the Seven of Swords. And so we have the Six of Swords with the 10 of Wands. Don't allow the journey to weigh you down. Use the opportunity to, with the 10 of Swords, you may be carrying stuff that no longer serves you.
You keep confusing me. Is that the 10 of Wands or the 10 of Swords?
10 of Wands, I'm sorry.
Okay.
10 of Wands.
Thank you. Because
10 of
I
Wands.
okay. All right. So I'm sending in that 9 or 6 of Swords. I'm sending away. I'm some of the hard stuff.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So, okay. Any questions?
So, okay. All right. Okay. So that would help me with the sending away the it being a burden, it being so heavy to carry. That's the way I can get into more creativity is to make it more fun, not be such a burden. Let it go, take it easy. Like doing the 4 Bob Ross, where all 4 were completely different. I just let go of any attachment to outcome.
Yes. And that's a really hard thing. And, this is also a card that reminds me, especially with the 10 of Wands, when one has too many choices, it's hard to be creative. Jeffrey and I were talking about this, or I was talking about this recently with a friend. And the idea of is if you say paint a painting, I personally, I get caught up in, oh, there's too many options. I have nothing to start me along the path. So instead, if I were to say, do a painting and it can't be more than 12 inches by 12 inches, and you cannot use the color orange, there gives me some boundaries. There creates the emperor, the edges of the kingdom, so that I know what can happen.
Yes.
There you go. Applying necessity is the mother of invention to creativity.
Yes.
So we have 2 6s in your readings. We have 2 10s, because we had the 10 of Wands and the 10 of Cups. Very exciting.
Yeah.
And,
absolutely.
Yeah. I'm that way with a blank page and told to write. It's scary.
Yeah.
So we've had a few people who have shared some things.
Oh, good.
Rossi said, my cards for Gerald, you need to go within, retreat, connect with guides to get new inspiration, release old techniques, learn something new that will inspire you to birth a new and different style project.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Rossi. And Michelle Marie, oh, wait a minute, that's a different one. My cards for Jane, review happy times of the past, step back and reassess your next steps, create and follow your action plans, and you will get your wish. Ace of Pentacles for new abundance.
Ooh, my favorite card. Ace of
Yes,
Pentacles.
yes, yes.
Thank you, Rossi.
And by the way, Denise Fletcher Tarot showed up. Hello, Denise. I emailed you a link to our live, so you can download it. Okay. And Michelle Marie said, I pulled Justice reversed, 5 of Pentacles. I feel called to speak truth to injustice and offer help to an anxious collective outcome lovers. 9 of Wands reversed, love all, but beware being taken advantage of. That's really insightful, Michelle. Really insightful. Thank you, Rossi. Thank you, Michelle. And Pamela asked, where can I get a hole puncher? It is a 2-inch circle, and I bought it online, but you could also get it usually at a craft store. So
you can get it at the Zone.
The Zon of Amma. So, all right. And I'll take a picture of these cards and send it to you, Jane.
Yeah, I shall do the same for you.
So, thank you everybody for being here. Scrapbook supplies, yes, Joanne. Very true. Again, this has been readings for readers. If you would like to have an experience of, this is a short reading. We basically did like a half an hour each. I can do a half an hour. I like an hour reading because it allows for much more in-depth, some in-depth insight. So
yeah, so because sometimes something comes up.
Well, yeah, especially because both Jane and I are willing to engage the person asking the question. So Eva says, I do that every day. I write meditations every day and have no idea what will come, but my guides sure give me insights.
Love that.
Yes. So, well, thank you, Pamela. So, Jane, what do you have coming up this week?
So much stuff that I did extra stuff with my hair so it would last all week.
Excellent. Well, tonight Jane is with me doing caffeinated and unfiltered. We're doing general readings for March. So it will be lots of fun. Tuesday morning is Tuesdays with TarotStache, exclusively on Jane the Secret Tarot.
Yes.
On Tuesday afternoon at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, Medium Betsy Palmer is on the channel. She's going to be talking, we're going to be talking about time out, a need for time out, a message that she got from her guides.
Mm.
And then I am with Marina, Heart-Centered Tarot, doing sweet or sour readings on Wednesday.
Oh, I'm with Michelle Marie on Wednesday.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes. And then Thursday at 2 p.m. is the first in the series. It's called Creativity Conversations. Jane will be there, Linda De Gonzalez, and Zane from Tarot Token Witchery. So looking forward to sharing that with everybody.
That'd be fun.
Yes, Michelle Marie is looking forward to that. And yeah, the Rowdy Kids are starting at 7. So, and Eva, you just started pulling cards, but I'm not very confident with tarot. It's okay. Write down what you find. So,
Everybody started somewhere. What?
Everybody does start somewhere, and the key thing is that you've started and you keep moving.
Mm-hmm.
So, right now there is a premiere for a show that I was on with Mel Dewar. It's The Other Side of the Coin. It's the first in a series of shows that he's going to be doing. So I posted that in my YouTube posts. So if you want to take a peek at that, please do so. Give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe to Jane the Secret Tarot. Here. Subscribe to Jane the Secret Tarot and TarotStache. Contact us for your private readings. And anything else you would like to say to everyone before we head off, Jane?
Oh, no. Just I'm so thankful for being here, and this was so much fun. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you everyone in the chat for being here. You guys have brought it like usual.
Yes, it's great. So
thank you.
All righty, everybody. Bye-bye.